Welcome into Sports Betting with Donnie, presented by RightWager.com.
Sunday night football. Got Carrie Underwood singing right now. Getting ready for Sunday night football. New York Football Giants and the Cleveland Browns. Should be an interesting game tonight. I mean, looking at the line overall, sixes across the board, some 6.5s out there, over under 43.5 up to 44.5, probably because it's really good weather in the Meadowlands tonight. I think it's pretty simple here. I think Cleveland wins this game by a touchdown. I do. I think Cleveland gets the win and the cover in this game. Colt McCoy is a horrendous quarterback. You're down your best defensive player for the New York Giants. I think it's paint by numbers. A lot of today was paint by numbers on teams that needed to win and got the win, and roughly by 7. One I was disappointed at today is during the show for sportsbookreview.com, I thought Seattle Seahawks would be able to win fairly easily, but that wasn't really to be at that point. But anyway, great day of football, big time profitable day in football. Team totals just continue to just ring the cash register. You don't have to worry about sides. You don't have to worry about other teams' bad defenses. Just cash in on that stuff. Hit 3 of them with relative ease today. The last one cashing in with the Arizona Cardinals team total over 27.5. But it's been awesome. What's up, guys? Well, thanks for checking in, and we'll have a good time tonight. Sit back, relax. And we've been on a nice little streak on this show since coming on and doing some live shows on football games, cashing in. It was nice. We had the 18.5 on those Carolina Panthers on a live line. Hit fairly easily like we thought it would. Even got lucky last week on Thursday Night Football with the Chargers game. That was beautiful as well. How about those Jets? How about those Jets, Jeff? Because when you take a look at the Jets, I feel for those fans. I mean, they stink every year. You're going to get a once-in-a-lifetime draft pick, and you end up blowing it. It's going to go to Jacksonville. What's good, Tim? How's it going, man? Welcome in, guys, watching the show. Have some fun. Little NFC East battle. NFC East, how about today? Those Dallas Cowboys picked up a victory. Eagles fought hard against the Arizona Cardinals and lost that game, which I'm glad being an Eagles fan. Want Jalen Hurts to play well, but also want the Eagles to lose to try to pick up a better draft pick at the end of the season. We'll see if what the Giants come to play with tonight. They don't have very much on offense. Now with Colt McCoy, going to be pretty rough out here, man. I mean, it really is. Offense is just – and then they got shut out the last 2 weeks, as is the Giants in the first half. The Browns don't have a very good defense at all, but you still need weapons to try to push it down the field. Colt McCoy doesn't do that. He really doesn't. Cleveland team total over. Not so. I actually like Cleveland better than their team total over, to be honest with you. You know, on my big board, I didn't have them circled this week as a possible option. But if you're, out there – it was a perfect teaser game. There were so many like super teaser games that you could have taken a look at today where you just take the better football team, tease it down to around 1 or 0, and most of those picked up the victories here. Play with pride as a moral of the Jets. So it's such a shame, man. It's an absolute shame that the Jets, I mean, look, I'm not a Jets fan at all, but they deserve that guy. And you're just going to blow it now, dip into the second pick or so. That's horrible. And the Jacksonville Jaguars don't deserve the number 1 overall pick. They don't get fan support. They're looking to move to Great Britain if they can. I mean, it's a shame that the Jets fans, I should say, not really the Jets organization, the fans actually deserve something to look up to. And if you take a look at the AFC East as is now, the Buffalo Bills are sitting on top, and they look to be on top and maybe a couple years of dominance here. The one way that you might have been able to catch him if you were a Jets fan was get Trevor Lawrence, get him up to speed in a year or two, and try to compete with the Buffalo Bills. That's now gone. So one of the biggest wins the Buffalo Bills had this weekend was not actually beating the Denver Broncos. It was that the Jets won a game today. You're not going to have to face Trevor Lawrence. But I'm sure Bill Belichick's happy. I'm sure Brian Flores is happy as well, man. You like the under or Cleveland -6? Keith, I actually like Cleveland -6 better tonight, to be honest with you, than the under in this game. I think Cleveland's markedly a better football team. And if you have to get down and dirty and run the football, they can do that at will with that two-headed monster they have in the backfield. Baker Mayfield's playing elite football. I just don't see, you saw last week on Monday Night Football where the Cleveland Browns were really going neck and neck with Baltimore. Baltimore's got an elite offense. The Giants are the opposite of that, really. Buffs -4 at Gillette next week, and rightfully so. They should be able to take that team apart. Should be a lot of revenge extracted on the New England Patriots next week by the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's a way better team than the New England Patriots are by far. By far. So as we settle in tonight, see if any got any late line movements here. Not really. I mean, again, it's the difference between 6s and 6.5s. Really nice weather, which you got great weather across the board today. As an over better like I am, I mean, you can talk about being blessed this year with fantastic weather. And the simple fact that going up against, away teams, like if you're going to back a team on the road or you want a team total on the road, there's no fans. There's no fans to get in the way and cause an issue. You saw Kansas City go down to New Orleans and play really good defense and just operate with impunity out there because usually you can't hear a goddamn thing at the Superdome, but it's dead silent at this point, and it's easier to win those games. I'll tell you some interesting stuff here late in the day as you watched. Wasn't surprised Kansas City got the win, but again, if you got in late with the 2.5, which was available today, you picked up a victory. But if not, you ended up with a push, which is where it primarily was for that 3 all week long. So that was an interesting one to watch. Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts played extremely well. Their punter gets hurt in that game, who ends up being the holder, costs you some chances to maybe kick a field goal. It's all going wrong for them, but in a season where they're not going to win anything, you're best off trying to get into the top 10, top 8, top 5, and try to rebuild with some players in the future. Because if Jalen Hurts continues to play well, you don't have to worry about where Carson Wentz goes. You can still sit him on the bench. You're going to eat that cap anyway. You're not going to cut the guy because then the cap hit goes into like the $80 million range. So if you can trade him and maybe offset him, that would make sense. But still really early, though. Really early. Let's see. What's good, Akbar? How's it going, man? I lean first quarter over 7.5. Could be, but I just, anything with an over in this game is very tough because, again, Colt McCoy doesn't do much for you, man. It just doesn't do much. We're calling the Buffs -6 for December. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. Like, why? Like, I didn't understand it. Like, all you heard all week long was what a tough spot Buffalo was in. I mean, come on, man. Buffalo's a really good football team. Yeah, that's a nice play, Devin. It's a nice play. I didn't see any way the Chiefs would lose in that game. But as we do know, there's no better quarterback in fantasy football or a guy that wants to get statistics more than Drew Brees. You knew with about 4 minutes to go, them down 10 points, he was cashing in at the end zone with a touchdown pass. Absolutely fact. And then how about heading down the stretch with that game? How many times do we have to see a team within a score of the Chiefs and not onside kick thinking they're going to get a 3 and out against the Chiefs? Come on now, man. I love it, Jesse. I do love my Lombardi. It might be the only one I see in my life, but again, one's good enough for me, man. One is good enough. The NFL is scripted. I don't know how much it can be scripted, man. I don't know about that, but sometimes it does make you wonder a little bit, specifically with the end of football games. And hey, the ref drops one flag down can change the entire trajectory of a football game. Drew Brees is the king of the 2-minute drill. He absolutely is. He loves it, man. Especially a 2-minute drill where they're down by multiple scores because he's getting down the field. Here we go with the kickoff here for the Cleveland Browns. So the New York Giants are going to get the ball first. Short kick comes down to about the 5-yard line. Giants return it out. Good return for the Giants. Look at that. And he's going to be around the 50-yard line. So that's a great start for the Giants here. I know. It was fun, Akbar. It really was fun today. You didn't even really have to – I mean – you could say you might have had the sweat, I guess, the Arizona Cardinals game, but, they damn had it. They had it straight. Hey, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Right now, you think the Bills can beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they can beat the Chiefs. I don't know if anybody can beat the Chiefs because as long as the Chiefs come in somewhat healthy, I don't know how you beat Patrick Mahomes. He's just a magician out there, man. He's just an absolute magician. All right, so the Giants are taking over after the kickoff in Cleveland Browns territory here. So this might be good. If we're betting a live number and what we want to be a live number, let's go Giants right now, man. Really. Let's punch the Giants in here with a touchdown. I would absolutely love that, man. I would love it. Just what I've seen. I actually stole a team total with Colt McCoy 2 weeks ago on a 16.5 with the Giants in Seattle. I got lucky stars to get that. It's one of those guys where when I see him back there, I just don't see big plays. I just don't see it. And they have some decent weapons on the outside, but I just don't see it. He's got a 2nd and 1 from inside the 40 of the Cleveland Browns. Terrible throw by Colt McCoy, 3rd and 1 here. Fun, though. We'll hang out for at least the first half, talk some fun here. A lot of people did, Camden. A lot of people went in on that, and I guess you could figure it was the right move, and it looked like it was going to turn out. How about the nice tackle by the punter for the New York Jets, saving that game for him late in the game? But it's amazing that they won. They were a 17-point dog. It wasn't like the Jets were only getting like 6 points or 5 points and were supposed to be in the football game. They were supposed to get thrashed in that game and actually played really well. And the team total for the Jets actually hit. How funny is that, man? And hit with ease. What's the injury report on the Giants defense? Defense need to carry. Well, they're bad. Bradbury's down tonight, and that's huge. That's their best overall defensive player. And when you're going up against some pretty good weapons and Baker Mayfield playing at an elite level, that's going to be a tough go of it here. I mean, not extremely banged up, but banged up at some key spots here. You know. All right, so 1st down and 10 after a handoff on 3rd and 1 picks up a 1st down at about the 36-yard line. And this is what the Giants are going to do, though, because here's the tough part about taking like maybe an over in the football game if you like it. The Giants do not push the issue. You need big plays in order to hit an over. I don't care how low it is. Like I'm seeing the total 45.5 right now. You need two teams to operate in a fashion where they're trying to go toe-to-toe, and the Giants just don't do that. So it makes it hard to do. Denzel Ward back in the lineup tonight for the Cleveland Browns. That is a big addition. They were really bleeding on the back end, so tough stuff. Looks like they might have gotten away with an offsides here. Yep, free play. Sterling Shepard with a completion. This is great, man. This is great. This is really good. This is exactly what you want if I think Cleveland's going to win this football game. So this should help us out. Just surfing through Twitter, a couple things here. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. How about that 9 for 61 and 1 today? Eagles don't have anything on the back end, specifically with Darius Slay out. We'll see. I mean, obviously the Giants are playing for something here. So are the Cleveland Browns trying to play to get themselves into the playoffs. But now we're seeing a live line here. Cleveland down to 3.5, over under 47.5. We'll see if this gets in here. We'll see how this goes. All right. So you got Colt McCoy, shotgun formation. Gallman next to him. Twin wide receivers up top, one on the bottom. So you got 3 wide receivers set. Throws a fade pattern. Nice ball. Is not able to come up with it. So Sterling Shepard turns in the 2nd and 10 here for the Giants. I can't hate it. I don't hate on it. I don't hate it. I like Sterling Shepard as a wide receiver. All right, so now we got 2nd and 10, 12:33 on the clock here in the first quarter. And as they say in my ears here, Freddie Kitchens calling the plays. Kind of ironic there between Freddie Kitchens and the Cleveland Browns. Ingram goes in motion. The Giants hand off on 2nd and 10. Pick up about 5 yards, 5-6 yards. Sets up a 3rd and short now inside the 10-yard line. Come on. Let's go, Giants. I need you to punch this bad boy in. Punch this one in here. All right. So Wayne Gallman. I like Wayne Gallman. I do. You know, Devontae Freeman they picked up. Wayne Gallman's been much better than Devontae Freeman. Obviously, Freeman's been injured, but I still like the way Wayne Gallman brings that lunch pail. All right, so now we got 3rd and 5. Running clock inside the 10. Let's see if Colt McCoy can throw this, but can throw it to a win here. Come on. Shotgun, no backs, 5 wide. Steps up in the pocket and throws a horrendous ball. That's what you get out of Colt McCoy. Just a terrible quarterback, man. So that hurts us on that. So now it looks like it's still going to say it'd probably be 4.5 if he makes the field goal. Come on, Colt, bum. Man. And Myles Garrett is a big dude, man. All right, so we got a field goal try coming up here. Oh, hold on. We got some trickery. We got some trickery for the Giants. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did you guys watch that? Hamstring injury and an ankle injury, Austin. Did you see that? Like, what was this? Giants just tanking, man. Oh, my God, that's pathetic. That was outrageous, man. So if you bet the over, that really hurts. That really hurts, man. So now it's going to pot 6.5 again. So you got nothing out of that drive. I was hoping for a live line with the Cleveland Browns and hoping to get a touchdown out of the Giants to lower that down to the 3-point range. Never got it there. Did really well, did today, Devin. Good day, man. Good day. I'm a Seahawks fan. I was so hyped after the Jets beat the Rams. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm sitting here yelling at Seattle late in the game because I actually had a super teaser in today, which actually hit, which was great. The last one I needed was Arizona just to win the football game over the Eagles. They were -0.5 on the teaser. But one of the other teasers I had also with that tied in was the Seattle Seahawks. Looked like they were blowing it out, and that's what you get, man. That's a fantastic win for the under, man. That's a big win for the under in the first half, man. That is. It hurts when you took the Giants kicker. I mean, come on, man. That was terrible, wasn't it, man? I mean, like so you're telling me if we set up a formation, like forget about the field goal and say, you know what, we ain't got nothing to lose. We got to, field goals aren't going to win this football game to us, which I agree with primarily. But does it goes to show you how bad Colt McCoy is, though? Like you brought your kicker out to throw a pass instead of Colt McCoy. It's amazing, man. That is amazing. What'd you have? Did you have a teaser in that game? Like moneyline parlays tied up? Because I don't think anybody saw the Jets actually winning this football game. We messed around on the show and gave out the Jets team total today, which actually which was hilarious, man. I liked it a lot better, Akbar, about a minute ago if they would have got some points there, because I still do think that the Browns will be able to put up some points and operate, but now they're inside their own 5-yard line. So that's going to take probably a while to get down the field and score. So that under just took a punch in the head early in this game. All right, so 1st and 10 here for the Cleveland Browns at their own, 8-yard line? Let's see what Baker's got tonight, man. I love the brown pants and the white tops for the Browns. Giants do play hard. They just don't have a lot of talent. So, but yeah, let's go back to this fake and talk about it, Chris Collinsworth. I don't even get it. I just don't. I don't understand. They only didn't get to really show it so much there. All right, so it looks like we got about a 3rd and 3 set up here after a quick completion of Jarvis Landry. Uh-oh. Tackle down. Oh, guard, excuse me. Yeah, Hubbard's that guy that moves around that on the offensive line. Could play a lot of positions. Wyatt Teller, one of the best guards in football, not playing tonight, obviously, as they're saying. Oh, yeah, they'll love to take a timeout right here and get after it. So while they take a timeout, still 6.5. Over-under drops to 42 as we had highs about 47 just a few moments ago. So until they get back on this injury commercial break, some really good things I saw around the NFL today. The Miami Dolphins fought really hard today, picked up a double-digit victory. And I don't know what's going on in New England, why they still have Cam Newton at quarterback, but I guess they're just really trying not to win at this point and letting Cam Newton play out the string. He's just a horrendous quarterback. How about that line movement today, right? You get the inactives before the game. No Jakeem Grant, no Mike Gesicki, and no Devontae Parker. The line goes from a Dolphin as a favorite of about 1.5 to 2, swings over to the New England Patriots as a favorite by 1.5. Boy, how'd that work out for that steam coming through the back door in that one? I got to tell you, it's such a hard take because we talked about it earlier on the show saying, hey, like New England should be able to win this football game because the Dolphins don't have anything on offense. But then the common point coming back was, well, Cam Newton is just straight up horrendous, man. That's what you get in that game. They were absolutely pathetic. I thought Mitchell Trubisky played very well today. Took a team total in the Chicago Bears over 20.5. They had 20 by the half. He was sensational today. And Bill Lazor called a really good game as the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. And Trubisky looks like, the first baby steps back to being an NFL quarterback, is doing very well against bad defenses, which he has done for a few weeks in a row. Saw something I really liked in that game in a dome. Against a defense without their captain being Eric Kendricks, was able to pick that one up easier. I'm going to tell you one that was really interesting to me, and that was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens today. I didn't look at the overall number, 12, 13. I mean, I really thought Baltimore might be able to put it on them. But there was a real struggle with me early in the week on which team total I actually was going to like. Looking at the weather, knew it would be around 40 degrees, light winds, maybe a chance for a sprinkle, which held off today. But I was really circling the Jacksonville Jaguars 16.5 minus 125. And I'm like, you know what? That looks like a good play. Minshew's back at the helm. Wide receivers are healthy. A lot of banged up players for the Baltimore Ravens. But then as the week went on, by about Thursday, I'm like, wait a second here. Baltimore is the play in this game. The team total for Baltimore, and I usually don't jump at plays at 29.5 or 30. But I looked at myself and said, who is making a stop or getting a stop for Jacksonville? And apparently nobody, as they dropped 40 in that football game. So that was some food for thought on what I went through this weekend and, started getting after here. Now we got 3rd and 3 as we're back to play after Hubbard is helped off the field for the Cleveland Browns. Shotgun formation, 1 back. Baker Mayfield drops back. Good ball. Actually, a good catch. Kareem Hunt with about a 5-yard gain up to the 20. So they'll start cooking now. See what they can do here. Hey, hopefully they can, man. I got some opening team totals for next week I want to run by. Shoot, man. Let them go. Let them go. I haven't looked all that much yet at the games for next week, but I believe we have Christmas game on Friday. 3 games on Saturday and then Sunday. So we might be able to get a lot of live action opportunities here on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching through YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button, get the notification bells turned on. We'll have fun and watch football games and certainly transition over maybe if college basketball is still getting its act together, but also all summer long in baseball. But we got a long way to go on hitting up some of these live primetime games here right through the playoffs. We'll have some fun with this. Monday Night Football games, maybe even Christmas Day game pop on here after we had a ton of food and a ton of alcohol, and maybe hit a couple games on Saturday as well. We'll have some fun to close this season out, see if we find some opportunities that make some sense. Baker Mayfield, another first down pass on 2nd and 6 here as Cleveland continues to move. As we said, starting up before the game, I thought the Cleveland Browns would be able to win by a touchdown. But in game, I was hoping the Giants would be able to score a touchdown first, then be able to bounce on the Cleveland Browns. But it doesn't look like we are going to actually be able to do that today. Not in the official action case, Sharp. But again, just saying, I thought the Browns would win this football game. I have them in our Pick 6 contest on sportsbookreview.com at -5, which was a little bit earlier in the week. But once Bradbury went out, it was pretty apparent that the Giants shouldn't be able to do all that much. Baker with a nice completion up to about the 50-yard line, so they're moving now pretty well. How about that Conklin pain? Yeah, how about that, man? Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey too, man. Sliding it all the way down the list, man. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun stuff. Minnesota, New Orleans, 52.5 right now. Yeah, I got to see more out of Drew Brees, to be honest with you. I think Minnesota will be able to do a little bit out there on offense because I do like their offensive game plan. As long as Dalvin Cook's healthy and both of those wide receivers, they can move it on just about anybody. But I need to see more out of Drew Brees. Hopefully just shaking it off. Yeah, look at that, man. Go Conklin, go, man. As soon as he got that touchdown, I was like, I got to send a couple tweets out, man. I was like feeling like so proud of myself. Flea flicker for Baker Mayfield, back to a tight end, and Hooper actually picks up a few yards here. It's going to set up about a 3rd and 3 for the Cleveland Browns. Hubbard walking off the back of the end zone here. Looks like he's probably going to be done for the night. Hopefully get Wyatt Teller back for the playoff run next week for the Cleveland Browns. I love my Packers, but feeling Henry is going to destroy them. That's a fun game next week, man. What I see the over-unders, I peaked at maybe a 55, 56 in that range, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But hey, who's going to stand? Anytime you watch a Tennessee game, they are so elite on offense and so poor on defense. You got about a 4th and 1. You should go for this if you're the Cleveland Browns, but I almost wouldn't hate it if they punted because of how bad the Giants are. But you got to go for it. It's a new day and age here, man. It's a new day and age. First half team totals, Buffalo 13.5. Okay. Eagles 10.5. The Eagles is an interesting one. They should be able to move the football next week against the Dallas Cowboys. Falcons 9.5. Who the Falcons got next week? Let's see. Kansas City. Okay. We'll see if Julio gets back. I don't know if he's due back yet, but we'll see. 4th and 2, they go for it, and they stop by the Giants. I like it. I like that. I like that. All right, come on, Giants. We got to get. Can we get a Giant scoring drive here? That's the question. Yeah, I like offenses indoors too, Tyke. You give me some good weather, we're in. If you guys also want to check some good weather sites, the odds service I use prints out a weather report, gives a weather report, which is good, but also NFL weather. If you just type that into your Google chat bar, it's a really good site. Gives you the breakdown of what it's going to be in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, precipitation percentage amounts, wind conditions, all that good stuff. Yeah, they're always going to pass on that. I doubt they were going to run that football here. So, all right, Browns at 5.5 now. Over under drops to 40.5, which obviously that was you would have rather had the conversion, but it's better than a punt, which would have punted the Giants back inside their own 10 and ate up even more time out here. But that's going to be interesting next week to see, because, tomorrow we do the game on sportsbookreview.com, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Not a great game, but how about that line movement? That 13 and a halves. They've all been blasted through. 14s and 14s and halves. 14 and 14 and a halves are now across the board. So Christmas Day down in New Orleans, Drew Brees. We'll see, because Eric Kendricks again missed today. If he's out, it's always a tough go for that defense because you just lose the leader, man. You really do. Cards are 13.5 next week. What do we got here? Oh, team total. First half. It's not bad. And by the way, can you still operate an offense with Nick Mullins at offense for the San Francisco 49ers? Are we still doing that? Looking at that game where it actually had, the 49ers circled as a possible team total, end up hitting. Same thing with the Saints as well. Also had the Steelers as a possible team total for tomorrow. So, the radar was on pretty good, along with the rest of the play, like the Bears, Ravens, and Cardinals today all had a nice day. So, been pretty good at what I've been looking at on this stuff. But again, it all matters on what we're getting out here with weather. And if we take a look next week, I'm not really going to pay attention to weather 7 days out. But Christmas Day, you got a dome game. Saturday, Detroit, that's going to be in a dome. Arizona's in a dome. Look at that. You got Christmas Day and Saturday, all 4 games are in a dome. That's sensational, man. That gives you a bump. Sometimes now I wish that a dome was everywhere because you get optimal conditions each and every time. Reverse for the Giants, they lose about 5 yards. It's whack offense. Then we look on Sunday. You got the Chargers and the Denver Broncos. That's a dome. Cleveland might as well just hang out here in New Jersey because they're playing the Jets in the Meadowlands. Cincinnati and Houston, that's a dome. Pittsburgh, you might get some weather there. What are we looking at Pittsburgh weather for next week? 24 degrees. That's a great football game, too. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh, man. I'm looking forward to that one. You got Chicago going on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mitch might be able to have a big day again there, man. He really might. 2nd and 13, run up the middle. Gets about 7 or 8 yards, so it's going to make it third and manageable here for the New York Giants. And again, I'm rooting for the Giants to drive down to get some points because we want to attack that Cleveland Browns live line. Baltimore and the New York Giants. This should get stoned in that game. We're looking at 34 degrees. So it's starting to get cold next week as we head towards January. As will be December 27th. Atlanta on the road against Kansas City. Early weather report in that one. 50 degrees, so not bad in the Midwest. A little windy, 13 miles an hour, but not too bad. All right, Giants are 3rd and 6 now with about 5:45 on the clock. First quarter. Let's see here. That's a great ball. That's a great ball by Colt McCoy. Slayton can't stay in bounds, but you got about a 30-yard gain here for Colt McCoy and the Giants. Perfect stuff. Cleveland Browns now dropped to 3.5. If we can get that under 3, I'm going to climb in on the Browns. So let's hope it gets there, and then we'll be able to fire away here. Let me log into my account so I can be ready to fire. And I'm just using right now for the time being Bet365. So we'll keep it the same. All right, Colt McCoy in a play fake. He's got plenty of time to do something, but dumps it off in the flat and actually loses a half of a yard. Back to the games next week. Seattle playing the Rams. Boy, the Rams got to be ticked off after losing to the absolute freaking Jets. 46 degrees next week. Light winds, so no issues there. Dallas and Philadelphia, 425 next Sunday. That will be in a dome. The Eagles are actually the favorite with Jalen Hurts. About that. And Tennessee and Green Bay, which would be 29 degrees and showing chance of snow. That's interesting. So that's what we're looking at for next week. There you go. There you go. Let's go, Giants. I need a touchdown here out of the Giants. Come on. McCoy drops back, throws a softball. Oh, man, bad ball by McCoy. You got to get that out there, man. Come on. Man. 49ers doesn't look good either. For what? Next week? What are we talking about, John? What are we not looking good for next week? Chargers first half. Who the Chargers got next week? Go, Chargers, go. I keep on forgetting. Like, I only took a quick little peek at this. Denver, I could see it. Could see it. All right, let's see what we got here. 3rd and 11 now for the Giants. They're going to mess this up and end up getting a field goal again. How about that? They should have two scoring drives already. Out of bounds, no flag, field goal coming out here. Dang. 2 good drives by the Giants to start. Good field position on both drives, too. Obviously stopping the Browns on that 4th down, but also the original start of the football game. They got that return out to about midfield. All right, so now we got a field goal. Try it again. There's no wind in the Meadowlands, so these should be all easier field goals tonight. 37-yarder. And it's good, right down the middle. All right, Gano hits it. It's 3.5, 41.5. Not ready yet, man. Not ready. We want to get that 3. That 3 is the number that we're trying to hit on here. And I want to see if any one of my books here in New Jersey can offer me this. 4 at Fox Bet, 3.5 at Bet 365. Let's see what Unibet's at here. Let's see what we get a lot. I'm looking for that 3, man. I'm hunting for that 3. If I find that 3, we're in. All right, so we got live. I don't care about money line. Who's going to think about 4.5? Points bet. I use points bet very infrequently. If you're like an under guy, if you want to bet team total unders, like points bet's a good one. You know, some of these like Will Hill, they really stack the unders. But I'm not an under player, so Fox bet's a great one for team total overs. Bet 365 is great. Unibet's great a lot of the time as well. FanDuel and DraftKings okay here in New Jersey, but not a huge difference on that. But we got a good week, though. Really good week of football here. Well, there's commercial breaks going on here. Some interesting games. Say, how about the Tennessee Titans of 46 points against Detroit? They just don't have anything on defense. And that was really impressive. I mean, kudos to Matthew Stafford for gutting it out. And Detroit putting up, 25 points. I'm not sure Indianapolis. Like, Indianapolis, it's an interesting one because that line was pretty much 7 all week, so most people got a push. I don't know why you would have waited till game day and got the 7.5. But if you were on the Houston Texans, you waited and got the 7.5 today. And that's a nice win. I thought Minnesota would end up being able to probably beat Chicago. But again, that's why I said I had the team total Chicago, so I didn't care who won the game. I could care less. Same thing with Arizona, rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, actually really wanting the Eagles, but the Eagles hit their team total, which was around that 20.5 range. It wasn't bad. Then you had Arizona, 33, 26 at the break. They really hit cruise control in that one. New Orleans hit their team total, so did Kansas City. And then obviously San Francisco dropping 33 with the help of that late Hail Mary. Did that actually change it? No, they already had it. But that late Hail Mary causing some issues maybe for some people, but I don't really know who. Dallas got the 41 points. Nick Mullins, it's way too many turnovers, man. Sheesh. And by the way, hey, we were watching the game. Like, you know, of course I'm going to be watching the Eagles broadcast, but I do have the Dish Network and I do have Comcast cable. So I have 3 different TVs, and what I usually do is one TV dedicated to the red zone. Let's just say one is on the Philadelphia Eagles game, and then I'll usually have one of, 4 or 5 games on the dish, which I'll rotate through depending on which games I had bet on. But I like to listen, obviously, to the Eagles game on TV. And I was just like driving an ice pick through my cranium listening to Aqib Talib be the color guy of a game today. It was amazing. But it just goes to show you that, hey, you can do anything you want in this world if you're famous. Hey, put me on a broadcast. Sure, we'll give you a shot at that. It's absolutely horrendous, man. There's a lot of announcers that get on my nerves. Like Tony Romo gets on my nerves. I don't like Tony Romo that much. But Aqib Talib really took the cake today. I mean, I didn't even understand it at first. I even had like a couple of my buddies text me like, who is doing the game today? I was like, look, it's Aqib Talib, and I don't know why he's doing the game. But then again, when you're an Eagles fan, been a couple years when we were actually the top dogs in the NFC East, and we're getting the A telecast and at least the B telecast at the worst. We got the F telecast today, which put a play-by-play guy I never heard of in someone named Galdon, and just matched him up with Aqib Talib. I don't know. Maybe a couple of their teams had COVID and they just had to ask somebody like a last minute. But for a Fox broadcast, it was pretty embarrassing today. Nick Chubb gets a first down, so he's across the 35 here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Joey. Getting after it, brother. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on the team totals yet tonight, because I think this game might be a little bit slower here. I like Troy Aikman a lot. And again, I hated Troy Aikman when he played for the Cowboys. But I think Buck and Aikman are by far the class of the NFL. I also, Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, fantastic duo, man. Some people don't like Chris Collinsworth, which I don't understand. And a lot of people don't like Joe Buck because he gets ahead of himself and thinks he's the greatest announcer since sliced bread. So I can see that. I really like Jim Nantz. I don't like Tony Romo because I don't need him guessing on the play call before the snap every single play. I don't need that. What I need from a color guy is let it play out, tell me some common information and maybe a coverage that I didn't understand, and let the play-by-play guy get back to work. That's all you need out of here. I love Chris Collinsworth. Michaels and Collinsworth are phenomenal. I love Mike Tirico. There's a lot of really good broadcasters out there, and a lot of guys working their way up, or kids that are going to school. Big play by the Cleveland Browns, about a 15-yard gain, so now they're across midfield. But even when you're looking at, the kids that are going to Syracuse or Northwestern or, Connecticut School of Broadcasting or wherever you're going to call games, they do a really good job. And I guess it hurts them because you just say, like, even when Jason Witten went in the booth, he was horrendous. He was horrendous and just said, you know what? Everybody hates me, so I'm going back to football. Booger McFarland is horrendous on a telecast. It's okay. Like, some people just aren't cut out to be on a telecast and do a game. And Aqib Talib is not cut out to do a telecast or be on a game. Maybe he'll get better. I don't know. But you can't say man 675 times on a telecast. You just can't do it. All right, so Cleveland moving the football now. Looks like they're going to have a first down inside the 40-yard line of the New York Giants. So this is going to wipe out our live line from what we wanted. I don't think we're ever going to get it back, but that was the shot that we wanted to take today on this one. We'll see if something pops up or an injury comes up or whatever, but that was the shot that I really wanted to take here. I would love to call it. I would love to call a game national. I would like to be the play-by-play guy. You know what I mean? I'll do it play-by-play. Put me with a nice pro who's been in there a long time, and we'll get after it. Give me Chris Collinsworth. We'll do it. But Tirico's great as a play-by-play guy. This is a great booth, even with Al Michaels out with some COVID complications. I don't even know what the hell is going on with him. 4.5 now live line for the Cleveland Browns, over under 40.5. Look at the first quarter. It's just about done, man. 3 points. 3 points. I don't know, Tyfe. I don't know. I have to see what's going to happen with the Philadelphia Eagles and the injury situation. Mayfield fires again wide open. Now they're inside the red zone as we head into the second quarter. But I don't. Slay looks like he'll probably be back, which will really help them out against the Dallas Cowboys. I thought the Eagles played extremely hard. Maybe they'll actually have a punter who actually holds for field goals and be back in it. But the Eagles seem like they were okay on offense. Jalen Reagor actually got hurt today as well and left the game. All right, quarter's over, 3-0 New York Giants. Over under 43.5, still staying in there. Moneyline Browns minus 280, Giants plus 220. Not really too interested in that. I could see let's just say if Darius Slay does come back. I like the way the Dallas Cowboys defense played today, opportunistic, even though they did give up 33 points. But you also saw Pollard at running back. Might be better than Zeke this year. He's explosive, 40-yard touchdown run. So they got a lot of stuff late in that game, too, to pad those stats for the Dallas Cowboys to get to 41. You saw the onside kick. CeeDee Lamb returned that for a touchdown, and Pollard obviously had the long 40-yard run. They get it. Don't worry. Don't worry, ZZZ Dina. You're getting it, man. They got this. What's up, Alex? What's up, brother? How's it going, man? Yeah, I see it. Yep. No, it's indoors is a major advantage. And Jalen Hurts is going to be able to run around indoors, man. He really is. Good man. That's a good man. It's funny you say that, too, because I had the last leg of my super teaser was on the Arizona Cardinals, -0.5 against the Eagles. They had the 6-point lead at the half. I went in and put a little bit down on the money line for the Eagles to make sure I got a nice chunk back. So I didn't have to sweat those last couple drives in that fourth quarter with it being tied. I hear you, man. Nuke, 12-hour shift again, man. Before the game, Nuke, I thought the Cleveland Browns would be able to cover that -6. That's what I was looking at. They win by a touchdown tonight. I don't have anything in live play yet, though. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out here. Jets team total. I love it, man. Yo, so tight, man. We saw him score a touchdown the first drive. Unbelievable, man. Go Jets, go on that. We needed that pain in our life, man. We needed that pain. No, there is a lot of weapons, man. There is a lot of weapons. I just need to see who's going to come to play on defense. Because as opposed to a total for the game, I might try to factor in as a way to take. I actually like the Eagles team total a little bit in that game. Still think I need Jalen Reagor healthy next week. We'll see what comes back on that, just as another weapon to open up some space on the field. But you should be able to get some running lanes on turf with Jalen Hurts. Because if you remember, last 2 games for him, both on grass, you get a little bit faster on turf, so that should help. Certainly should help. Yes, it makes sense, Jeff. It makes sense, man. 8-8. Hey, just cry, hey, man. Make that money. That's great, man. I hear you. All right, back here, Baker Mayfield back to pass. Throws a fade route to the end zone. It's a great ball. It was going to be a really tough catch to make and keep your feet in bounds. I think that was Hollywood Higgins, yeah. Yeah. No, it absolutely does, though. It absolutely does. And I'm not so sure that offense is that great for what we saw today for Dallas. Really helped out a lot on turnovers, man. Yeah, keep that cash flowing for the holidays. Always grinding, John. Always, brother. Always. All right, Mayfield slings it. He gets a first down. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 1 from about the 6-yard line. So they're driving back down here. 6.5 still for the Cleveland Browns. I don't really think that's going to change all that much because what they're anticipating, the books, is that the Cleveland Browns are going to score a touchdown. So whether you play it now or wait, that's really not going to be all that big of a difference here for us. Doing it, baby. Got to give that play-by-play to the hardworking people out here that can't watch it live. I wish I could put it on live and call the game myself, but then again, I wouldn't be on YouTube or Periscope or any of these platforms at this point. 3rd and 1 here inside the 6-yard line for the Cleveland Browns. Heavy formation, single backfield set, but double tight ends. And they quarterback sneak at Baker Mayfield. Looks like he rolls over and gets the first down. So we got a 1st and goal for the Cleveland Browns. 43.5 team total, 6.5. It's really not changing much because, again, they're still anticipating that this is an automatic touchdown for the Cleveland Browns right now. Yeah, man. Amen, Typh. At halftime, going to go up, watch a little Your Honor. I think it's on Showtime. Good first 2 episodes, but deserve it, man. Long weekend for me, man. These are long weeks, stressful weeks, but I really enjoy the NFL. I love the grind of the NFL. You know, the anticipation of, getting the first plays into the week around like Wednesday and Thursday and trying to really sharpen that pencil over the weekend. Do some work with college basketball during the week as well. Saturday was a busy day for me. Try to get on the air for at least the first half of these games and really have fun. Because tomorrow on sportsbookreview.com, I got the full game, which Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals 14-point line. So hopefully I can make it through that. But it's a fun week here coming up for the holidays. So I know everybody watching here live, wish you, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys are celebrating out here. We got a really good sports week coming up here. Got also a really good college football playoff that we can have some fun with a little bit later. Bakefield, third and goal from about the 3 here for the Cleveland Browns coming up. So we'll see how that gets out here. But I can't wait for this week. We don't have a Thursday night football game. That is Christmas Eve. But we do have a Friday game, 3 Saturday, full Sunday, and a Monday night game in a playoff run. Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. Yo, yeah, hell yeah, man. I don't know, man. Jets just blew it. Jets blew and everything. Amen, Type. Giants take a timeout, 12:36 to go. Cleveland now 5.5 because now you got a third down, and you don't get that much of a gain. So we'll see if they score a touchdown, what that live line actually turns out to be. Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know about this. They might just get buried. I mean, the Bengals are so bad. So bad. But then you factor in, because you're trying to take a look. What's like a team? Let's see what what's that team total sitting at tomorrow? Let me just check Bet365 real quick. Let's see what we got here. All right, team points. 27.5 for the Steelers. Look at the Bengals team total, 12.5. I can't wait to let Kyle in on that one. Mayfield drops back to pass, wide open touchdown. So now you got that touchdown for the Browns here. And we'll see what it comes back up with here. Baker looks good. Baker looks really good over the past couple weeks. That's just Stefanski really working, man. He's really working him good. Yeah, but they pay me. So, that's like a job. Sometimes you don't want to show up to your job, but you got to put in that work and give an honest effort. That's what we got to do here. Parkey's extra point is good. Now I'm seeing the Browns back up to 7.5 here. Over under 43.5. We'll see if that's what activates here. I don't disagree. I don't disagree, Camden. Pitt over 26.5. I don't disagree. They honestly should be motivated for this game. Not a lot of weather conditions or concerns that you have to worry about. And Cincinnati Bengals really are a good friend to offenses the way they play defense. Really bad. Really bad. Yeah. Hey, got to put in the work, man. I got to put in the work. So, I don't think the Giants are going to give much of a feedback. I thought the one really good shot at a live line for us tonight would have been the Giants getting a touchdown early, which they soiled themselves. You know what's funny about that, Bobby? I don't really want a co-host or a guest on with me because I can't then hear the telecast. Because you see me on my SBR shows, I just use the little earpieces so I can hear the guest talking in my ear. But when I do a show where I'm just watching the game, I love to have the telecast in my background. Like tomorrow when I go on SBR, I can't have the game on in my background. I need to have the actual host and the co-host and the guest in my ear so I can, obviously talk back and forth. But with a game where I'm on just by myself, I can listen to the game through the TV on my headset, which makes it a lot better. Because who's injured, you can hear what they're saying or who the penalty was on or what actually happened during a play. It's great. And it's way better because I know a lot of people do shows where you have a couple guests on, you're doing a live game, you're betting live lines, which you can do. But boy, it makes it easier when you get the information in your head as you're watching the game. And it just makes it easier for me to come on with you guys and hang out and call a game or give my thoughts or just, answer questions because it's a lot easier especially with StreamYard, where we can, push a simple button here and I can bring up this. Lakers going to smash the Clippers opening night. I can answer all those questions as if I have guests because you guys watching on YouTube or Periscope or Twitch or Facebook, you are my guests. You know what I mean? So anything that you guys ask, I can just pull it up on the screen and answer, and I can ask a question back and you can answer in the chat and we can go back and forth. So a lot of that stuff goes off. By the way, quick interesting factoid here about my, college football trials and tribulations in Division III. Matt Rule was actually a assistant coach for Albright University, who I played my junior year of college, and he was on the opposite sidelines. How about that? Did I know it at the time? No, because nobody knew who he was at the time, obviously, but it's always interesting to see. Also, you want another interesting factoid about we got a fumble out here, so it looks like Cleveland's going to get the football back. Hold on. Let's see. Cleveland says they have it. It looks like they do. Let's see. Uncovering the pile. Refs digging in. Who we got? White ball, blue ball. Who is it? Oh, my God. Look at the Giants. Giants got it back. Wow. That's a saver. But anyway, so Matt Rule being on the sideline. How about this one? Let's go all the way back to the fall of 1996. William Patterson makes a trip up to Springfield, Massachusetts in our last game of the year. A famous WWE wrestler played for Springfield University. Can anyone in the chat box guess who that famous wrestler who actually played center for Springfield? One of the most famous wrestlers of all time, man. One of the most famous. So if anybody can guess who that famous wrestler was that I played against. Again, I didn't know who he was. He wasn't famous at the time. But when you actually see who actually went where and you do research, you're like, God damn. No, it wasn't Brock Lesnar. Wasn't Brock Lesnar. Obviously, this guy is a little bit older than me, actually. Nope, not Goldberg. Not Goldberg. Goldberg was like a Division I athlete, I think, too. Not him, though. Hey, somebody's in here. Sabino's in here. Yes, John Cena, man. How about that, huh? It's funny, man. You never knew who you run into or who you're actually staring across the line. Because when let's just say you driving in a car, you never know who's really next to you, or you never know who you pass by in the mall when you're not paying attention. But it's kind of funny where you run into some guys like that, like, Matt Rule is an assistant coach. I don't know. I probably shook his hand at the end of the game. I don't know who Matt Rule was back in 1998. And then 1996, John Cena was the center for Springfield University. So funny stuff that you run around in your life with. So let's see. The Giants got the football back. Still 6.5 over under 43.5 in this game. All right. 1st and 10. Right about the 37-yard line. It's funny, too, because now the Browns jumped up to 7.5 now from 6.5, but there hasn't even been a play. Goes nowhere. 2nd and 10 here, about 10:50, man. See that, man? That's when I was living. Like, I still think I'm a young kid, man. But damn. Like, I played high school football in the fall of 92, 93, 94, and 95. College football, 96, 97, 98, and 99. Feels like yesterday, man. It just feels like yesterday. And it's so damn long ago. There are a lot of you guys in here in a bit who weren't alive when I was playing high school and college, man. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. 2nd and 10 here. Clock running at about 10:15 on the clock. Pop pass here. Works to Sterling Shepard. He's out to run the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 right around midfield for the Giants. We'll see how that changes up. I'm rooting for the Giants to score because I really would like to get in somewhere on the Cleveland Browns here. Yeah, it's back, man. The Manning factoid is back. Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. But that acts as a pass completion for Sterling Shepard here. All right. So now let's see what we got here. 48-yard line for the New York Giants, 9:40 on the clock. Yep, screaming Omaha. Now for Morris with an odd type of run. Gets about 2 yards here, so about 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. Under 10 minutes now in a quick moving first half. Lines filtering out for next week. Let's take a look at the Christmas game. 7.5 between New Orleans and Kirk Cousins and Minnesota. 3 games, 1 o'clock, 4:30, and 8:15 on Saturday. Tampa Bay going up to play Detroit. San Francisco, Arizona. That's an interesting one. Oh, big run here for the Giants. About 15 yards for Albert Morris. There you go. Moving down. So Cleveland down to 5.5 now is a live line. Let's see if we can get it under. See if we can, if even for a little McDonald's money, see if we can have some of that stuff work out here, huh? Let's see. All right, what else we got here? Some lines for next week. Arizona opens up -4. Now looks at 3.5 at some outlets. Over under 50 to 50.5. Night game. It says Las Vegas with Derek Carr, but we know Derek Carr is not playing that game. That's going to be a Marcus Mariota special with Miami. I might have to go live for that game. I got to definitely pick one of those games. Dump off here from Colt McCoy, and he goes around for close to the first down here. How about that? Such a tough team to bet, Dina. Such a tough team to bet, man. They just can't move it. There's nothing explosive. Nothing explosive about that. All right, so now we got 2nd and 1, 7:45 on the clock. Cleveland Browns at 4.5 now. I don't know. I think they like him. He's played really well this year, but you never know. John Gruden's favorite quarterback, as they say, Sabino, is the next quarterback that he's going to have. So that's a nice play fake. Short dump off over the middle. Toy Lolo's inside the 13-yard line now. Okay. Yeah, Patriots do need the tank. They'll have a lot of cap space, too. They're going to get some reserves back on just some of the people that didn't want to play during COVID. And they'll have some capital to spend, certainly. All right, so the Giants now are inside the red zone. 4.5s, 43.5s is a total. It's got him playing hard, man. I don't like Joe Judge, but he has his team playing hard. All right, so play action, roll out. Colt McCoy, he gets away a little bit, picks up about 3 yards, so continues to move downfield. Still 4.5 for the Browns. Let me check a couple other outlets here. 4 at Unibet. Money line still -200 there, though. Browns -4 at Unibet. All right. Let's see what happens if we get up. Let's see what happens if the Giants get up here. Because now we're not dealing with like a first quarter or first couple plays of the game where it's not going to move that much. I wonder if the Giants score a touchdown, if that line can get around 3.5. Let's see if it does. Yeah, it's right, Jeff. You're right. Still working that. All right, McCoy doesn't really have no flag in the end zone. Nope. So we got 3rd and 6 now for New York. I mean, they're just gonna keep stalling in the red zone, man. Jeez. Yeah, he loves to work. He loves to work that offensive line, man. All right, let's see here. Yeah, he just fell in the end zone, so. 3rd and 6. 6:07. Lining up in shotgun here. But if the Giants keep settling for field goals, they're getting beat anyway. So let's see. Wait, what? I guess it's 4-down territory, but I don't like that. Just shows you how bad Colt McCoy is again, though, man. What's he doing here? You got to go for it now, though. I don't agree with the play call at all. There you go, man. There you go. It's harder now than it used to be, ZZ Dina. You know, when I started cracking into being a handicap around 2010, there wasn't a ton of us out here. Twitter was, I don't know if we got that. Depends on where that spot is, but I think he's going to be short on that play. It's a lot harder now. There's so many people trying to get into the business, especially with the exploding of sports gambling. I'll tell you the one thing that's really hard to do, because anybody with a YouTube channel, anybody with a Twitter account, you can sell picks, you can do that. Not to say that it's such a watered down business where people would even buy your plays just starting out. They'd like to see you have a track record and, doing it. But it's very hard to get paid in this business to do content for companies. That's one of the hardest things people find out, where, hey, that guy's, I see him, I can do just as well. It's a huge time commitment, because the people that are doing it full time, like, myself, where this is what I do for a living. Like, I'm in my office right here 20 hours a day. It's great. I don't have to leave the house, and my daughter, obviously, and my wife are home because of the pandemic, so I can see them all day. It's a great job to have. I don't put wear and tear on a car. I don't really go out that many places because I'm always around the computer, or at least something where I can have instant access to either be on the air or be able to check information or, answer questions from my clients or anything like that. But it's a tough industry to break into, and it's not a fun industry. It looks like it could be so much fun, doesn't it? It's not a very fun industry. It's very mean-spirited. It's very backstabbing. But as long as you treat people the way you want to be treated, which is the way I try to go about doing it, doing shows with people, extending an arm, reaching down for people to pull them back up, or if anybody wants advice, that's all fine and good. But this is worse. It's a worse business than used car salesmen, because so many people give handicappers such a bad name that it's hard to overcome when you actually get legitimate kids, legitimate guys trying to make it into this business and do a good job and be respectable. For every one of us, there's 99 that give it such a bad name, but at least now it's in the forefront where it's legal. But again, everybody thinks they can be a handicapper and do this full time, and not everybody's really into it here. So that's my thoughts on that as it goes on. I enjoy it, I really do, but also secondarily, it's really not a business if you have a family. It's just not. My wife, I like to say, tolerates it, but I've been doing it for so long that she's used to it. But if you're a single guy and you want to make a run at it, it's very hard to get paid for content break-in, or even harder to get paid for picks. But the hardest part about it, it's such a time commitment. It's not very family-oriented. And again, it's very mean-spirited. So for every win you get, the losses compound, because not everybody appreciates what you do. And once you realize that, you can focus on what you do well and have fun and talk to the people in the chat box and do all that stuff. It's fun. Or I do, stuff for Sportsbook Review, or I'm a guest on other people's podcasts or shows. I try to give the most, fluent conversation I begin, and also be extremely respectful in doing it. But again, it's a tough business to earn a living in, man. So I'm on Right Way. I've always been with Right Wager. I remember starting out, I had Right Side Value Plays, was the first site I built back in, about 10 years ago. Then went more premium with DonnieRightside.com, and then final transition over to RightWager.com, which I love the site. You get emails, text messages, makes everything so easy for us here. But yeah, I'm glad you do. Because I enjoy coming on and hanging out and doing some stuff. But I'm just glad I got into the business when I did, where we were grinding away in the background in the dark, and, latch on to a company that pays you pretty well, and you're able to make a living in this business. It's fun to do that. But at the same time, just breaking in, I don't recommend it. Do it for fun, man. If you have a channel, you just want to come on, spit some games, spit some fire, and do all that stuff, it's good to do that. But to make an actual go of it, like I did, where I sold my businesses and said, this is going to be my job for the rest of my life, hopefully, is what it is, man. And here I am. All right, so we got what on the clock? 4:03 on the clock. Obviously, we know that the New York Giants got stopped. Their offense is so bad, man. It's so bad. Like, they were literally inside like the 10-yard line 3 times, had 3 points to show for it. I mean, give me a break. Nice ball by Baker Mayfield. They're out to the 50. So these lines are dissipating away for us from what we actually wanted as a live line, which stinks. Giants really couldn't help us out tonight. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Sabino. Peoples-Jones. So they're at about round midfield. Running clock. We'll see how quick they got this one. It's funny, too, how fast, because I'm watching the HD on NBC 10 or NBC, and that's a little bit slower than the actual non-HD feed, which I could have, but why would I do that anyway? I'm not really, getting involved in stuff. But your watch as the ticker goes down. I'm looking at Bet365, and they're at 242 when the game is at 301. So it's amazing how these live feeds get it a lot faster than we actually get it here when you're watching an HD broadcast. The stuff I do with a basketball company, the games I do, I actually have to do the games in a non-HD feed, which sucks because it's a lot harder to see things and you're used to HD and 4K and whatnot. But the feed is a lot faster on non-HD than it is on HD. So now we got the Cleveland Browns here, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Let's see. Mayfield throws a dart. David Njoku inside the 20. So good. So it looks like at least in my pick six contest on SBR, might end up with a 5-in-1 week, which is awesome, and hit my double down play as well. But now you're looking at the Cleveland Browns at a minus 10.5. And the one thing that's troubling is if you are, it's 2-minute warning now, the Giants, it doesn't really bowl well for you in comeback mode, to be honest. So started following you last year from the Audible show. I didn't know, Jack, about the NFL. You gave us so many good takes. Maybe that's what it is. And also when, like, the styles that different people have when they're capping, there's a lot of guys that deal with, like, models, and it's hard to understand. Like, well, my model says they'll win by 3.6 points or whatever it is. Or you can actually come on and just be like, hey, here's what I think about the game in layman's terms, which, again, I'm going to use a lot of different websites where I pull stats and information from, but it's a lot easier to talk, like, as two guys in a barber shop on why you like the football game and what you think is going to work and why you think something's not going to work and some of the angles, as opposed to saying, well, their power rating is this, or they're plus minus, whatever they use. I mean, there's so many statistics that people use to try to sound smart in this business, which is fine and good. But most people just want to talk football. Hey, why do you like the Browns tonight? Well, here's my thoughts on the Browns tonight. Should be able to run the football. Baker Mayfield's been playing well. You got some injuries of concern on the Giants on the opposite side. Denzel Ward's coming back. You see Colt McCoy starting a quarterback. We don't think they'll move the football that much. The Browns, even if they have a lead late, they should be able to secure the lead by running the football. You're going into the Meadowlands tonight. You got to have a win for the playoffs. Yeah, the Giants got to have a win for the playoffs, but you get really nice weather. It's not any windy conditions. That usually benefits the better football team, which obviously is the Cleveland Browns. I think they can win by a touchdown. That's a lot easier than just going back and forth and just start talking about statistical information and nonsense that happened. Like, this team is 7-1 against the spread since 1980. I mean, come on, man. Like you saw the statistics today we're talking about with the New England Patriots. Oh my God, they're so good against rookie quarterbacks. Is it because Bill Belichick's good against rookie quarterbacks, or for 20 years you had Tom Brady playing against a rookie quarterback? So some of those things come back and forth here. Hurts looking good, Don. I always thought he was better than Tua Bam. Jalen Hurts looks really good right now. I mean, he beat an elite football team a week ago in the New Orleans Saints, and then went on the road and gave, Arizona hell. And there's not much the Eagles were going to do on defense with how injured they were in that game. I don't really grade a rookie on, yards, which he was really good on, but the decisions he's making are really good, really good. It is. You're right. You're right, Daniel. Bradbury's been great, and he would be able to tie up maybe a Jarvis Landry or Hollywood Higgins, but there's no stopping anybody in that secondary right now. So Baker Mayfield basically can do whatever he wants. You have a great offensive line that gives you a time to pass, like you just saw right there again. Quick 5-yard catch. Now you're going to see the Cleveland Browns not really in hurry-up mode, take it all the way down. Not to say the Giants would even be able to come back and score anyway because they're so slow, man. Yeah, we had fun out there. We had fun this year. We certainly did, man. Yeah, you wouldn't be happy either, though. If somebody takes your job. Same thing with me. If I'm coming on a network, I'm like, hey, Donnie, we don't need you for NFL anymore, but we'll still pay you. Just hang out. Nobody would like that either. So, yeah, Cam's really bad this year, James. He's really bad. All right, Kareem Hunt puts his head down. So now we got about a 3rd and 1 with about a minute 16 on the clock. All right, let's see what comes up here. Yeah, you thought you were the franchise. Now it's slipping away. It's got to be a tough feeling. I mean, even all the money in the world, those guys are very competitive. And around the holidays with your wife and your young kid, try to put on a brave face, but knowing you're probably losing your job at the same time. Ouch. Giants call timeout, 48 seconds to go. 10.5 here for the Browns. I think the Browns do get in the end zone here. But let's just say even the Browns do get in 14-3 as they head into the half, 17 points. Over-under's 37.5. I'm not so sure the Giants are scoring all that much in the second half. And this is a really bad defense they're going up against, man. Really bad defense. Team total is greatest thing of all time, man. Greatest thing of all time. It'll be interesting. See, Pat Fitzgerald might be available now. College football coach at Northwestern. I think will be a very good pro coach. We'll see where Jim Harbaugh ends up again if he wants to go pro. Yeah, they do. They do. What's the guy's name you used to have on a show every Sunday a few years ago? Real funny guy. Is that Gabe? You talking about Gabe? When we started the closing line, I want to say we did it 2016? No. I think 2017. I think it's my 4th year. 17, 18, 19, 20, 4th year. Yeah. Gabe, yeah. No, Gabe's doing his thing at Sports Grid. I think he's got a serious show late at night as well. Yeah, I do Gabe's show Game Time Decisions with him and Cam every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I go on for an hour. We have some fun, mix and mashing, talking some fun stuff. So he's a great guy. Great guy. Met him in person a few times. Went to Costa Rica with Gabe a few times. You've been around. Went to Vegas with Gabe with SBR. It's kind of sucks, too, because with the pandemic, we used to go a lot of places. Like, the Super Bowl, we would be in Jaco Beach down in Costa Rica and call the game, and they treat us great. It's a lot of fun to do that. Because I've been to Costa Rica 3 times with Sportsbook Review and Las Vegas once. So they'll bring you out places, if you want to go. All right, 1st and goal here. Nick Chubb gets down to about the 2-yard line, 28 seconds to go. You'll probably see some time that's not coming in from Cleveland now. Yeah, it was fun, man. We had a good time with Gabe. That was down in Costa Rica when I called the Eagles. It was me, Jimmy, Pete, and Gabe as the 4 guys on air for the Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl. And if you guys see, I still bring it up every once in a while where, it comes across my timeline to watch where I was going berserk the entire – you talk about one of the most stressful days and the best day of my life. Whew. Eagles Super Bowl win over the Patriots was awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, Akbar. Yeah, Sports Grid. Yep. Gabe's been with them for a while. I think Gabe lives he lives in Vancouver. I don't know. Is Cam in Toronto? I don't know where Cam's at with the show they do together. But they're on all the time. He's always been at work. He was in New York for a while. I think he was living in Hoboken or Jersey City when he was over here. He's a great guy. Energy. Endless energy, man. Endless energy Gabe has. It's amazing. Cam's a great guy, too. They're such fun guys. That's why they stick around a long time. Those guys date way back, man. They date way back in this industry. All right, so now we got the spread sitting at 12.5, factoring in that they are going to get a touchdown. I still don't like it. It's a shame because the Giants blew it on that first drive. They really did. We could have been set up for a game somewhere around like -3 in that range, but they blew it. And we would have been all over that bad boy. But still rooting for the Browns to go -6. But I don't think we're going to be able to cash in on any live stuff that looks like a home run. Because even if we're looking at that over under 38.5, I still don't like it. Because, again, I don't think the Giants are very good right now. So it'd be hard to actually get in and take that one serious. Twitter. Where would we be at without Twitter, though, man? My goodness, huh? Twitter makes you a better handicapper. It's amazing. You can get that information fast. And again, if you're 9 to 5, you're trying to make a sale, whatever you do with your life, it's hard to keep track. It's so nice for me to have an advantage where I just sit here with multiple computers and monitors in front of me, and I can see the move, or I can see when a guy's announced out, or somebody got hurt in practice, or something weird's going on. It's crazy, man. Yeah, it seems like you could be a millionaire doing that combat. It does. Like you take the Lakers are favored by 13 in a game, and they get down 13-2 to start. So the line then goes down. Lakers like -4, and you're like, hey, let me just bang away on that stuff, man. Where are you from, Donnie, if you don't mind me asking? I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm from New Jersey. I'm just outside of the city of Philadelphia. Like when I leave my development and drive down the road, if I look off to the right, I can see Center City. I'm right outside of it, which is great because I'm just a quick run down to Atlantic City if I want to get there, or if I want to go to an Eagles. That's a touchdown here. Jarvis Landry catches a touchdown back of the end zone, 14-3 Cleveland. This game's going to be a stone runaway in the second half. Stone cold runaway in the second half. Yeah, I've always been in New Jersey. I went to school up in North Jersey, just outside of New York City. So always been a Jersey guy. Yeah, Tampa was. I'm surprised Tampa. Atlanta's just amazing. What do we get? A fight out here? What's going on out here? Yeah, Baker's playing at an elite level, man. Damn, Akbar, there you go. See that? You filled up your pockets too at the same time? Good for you, Akbar. I get tired too. It's funny because my wife was off, or she worked a little bit yesterday. Was off today. And they don't understand, like Saturdays and Sundays are my longest days, man. Like, well, you don't even have a job. Come on now. Who's the flag on? All right. On the try. Okay. That actually makes more sense, too. It really does. Well, actually, I guess, because it's 21 seconds left. That makes sense. That's actually a good move by Joe Judge. I actually agree with what Joe Judge is doing here. Usually it's not. This is a deep extra point try, man. This is really deep. Everyday hustle, supervisor FedEx. By the way, Akbar, where are you from anyway? Because in college, I used to work for Roadway Package on the midnight shift over the summer, which turned into FedEx Ground. Unloading trucks. Look, you missed it. Yep. Unloading trucks in the middle of the night. My work shift started, I believe, at 12. I want to say 1 o'clock and ended at 7 a.m. or 7:30 in the morning. It was something like that. Monday through Friday. Thought it was the greatest thing ever. Oh, I'm going to have my days to myself. I can work out and, in the off season for football. It was a horrible job. It was such a stupid idea of me, figuring I could have my days off when meanwhile I was getting out of work at, by the time I got home, 9 a.m. and going to bed at 10 o'clock and sleeping in the afternoon. It's just such a stupid job for me, man. But it's college. What are you going to do? The only thing it was really good at was great, absolutely fantastic cardio in the middle of the night in a 90-degree truck unloading an entire semi by myself. There you go. All right. Got you, brother. Yeah, Cody. Cody loves those uprights, doesn't he? It was a great call. I'm telling you, it was a great call by Joe Judge, though. Dong. A 50-point try, man. Good move by that. Yeah, it's not too far. Not too far from Philly. Nope. All right, so we got a kickoff here. This probably just take it into the half, but a 10-point lead for the Cleveland Browns. And again, I do think they still cover their line because I don't think we have too much overall. But holiday week, as we said, joining up. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I like to stay on for the first half, hang out, see what's what. No real live betting action for me in this game, though. Kind of disappointed because I did want the Giants to score to get on the board and push that to 3.5, which they bungled quite a bit here for that. If the Bills don't get far in the playoffs, what position do you think we'll let them? I don't know. I don't know who's going to They're playing such an elite level. Josh Allen's so elite. 2 good running backs. Maybe upgrade the running back and get a vet next year. I don't know. Stephon Diggs has been sensational. Maybe you work on getting a tight end to help him out. I could see maybe those spots, maybe running back and tight end, letting them down. But outside of that, they're a really good football team that I do enjoy. All right, boys, that'll be just about called a night here. Be back tomorrow on sportsbookreview.com. Both myself, Flash, and Kyle Provines doing the Monday Night Football live telecast. But a lot of fun, and I do want to thank you guys for joining me. Hit the subscribe button, likes, if you're watching the replay, whatever. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll do it again soon. We got a lot of playoff football, a lot of Christmas Day, Saturday football action. We'll go live and have some fun talking a little bit of football right here on my channel at Sports Betting with Donnie. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sports Betting with Donnie, presented